Hey, everybody. It's me, Pastor Shayna. Welcome to our Rohi Christian Church brand new monthly video update. Each month, we're going to be trying to come to you with a newsletter and a little bit of an update as to what's going on in our church. Things are strange, y'all. Just want to let you know, yes, things are a little bit strange at Rohi Christian Church, but strange isn't bad. As a matter of fact, our services are taking a whole different approach. You know, our goals are real change, now go. Those are our visions. That's our mission. That's what we want to do. And real means to have a real, authentic encounter with God. And our Sunday morning services have had such a change because we are really encountering God. As a matter of fact, one thing that's very different is that we won't be doing live streams for at least into mid to late February. There's several reasons for that. One is the technical issues, but mostly because I believe that we've really been focusing so much on what's happening outside the church and trying to bring a quality experience to the people who are watching the live stream. But we're missing sort of that quality experience with God internally on Sunday morning. So we've gotten rid of our live stream for just a month or so until God tells us to come back to it. And then right now we're focusing on church, not as usual. I mean, so many things have been happening. People have been hearing God speak to them in radical ways. We've been seeing moves of God, people coming back to church. And so many people are kind of saying, you know, hey, it's been great to see it on live stream, but what happened? We're missing it. I'm telling you right now, over the next month, you're probably just going to have to show up if you want to know what's going on, because it's hard to explain when God moves like this. It's hard to explain what he's saying. And that's what's so amazing about God. That's the mysteries of God. But I will tell you this, that the Bible tells us Jesus says that you cannot put new wine into old wineskins. And so what's happening Sunday morning in service? It's a new wineskin. It's a new way of doing ministry. It's a new way of coming together to hear from God. And I will say this, it is more participatory and less observatory, which means, you know, sometimes we come to church and we can sit back and watch, you know, a concert and a TEDx talk and feel like, hey, I got something from God. But something's required of us when we have to go in and we have to participate. We have to sing. We have to pray for others. We have to kneel or seek God. And when we do that, we experience God at a new level. And that's really what we're about. So Sunday morning services are very different. And I want to encourage you, come in the house Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. to our location at Rohi Christian Church so that you can experience God in a new way. Matter of fact, one day after service, I kind of just did this little assessment like, hey, let's see, how is this going? And I asked, if you heard God speak to you today, raise your hand. And almost every person in the sanctuary had their hand raised, including some of our children. So I want to encourage you, if you need to have an encounter with God, you want to hear God speak, show up, come to service. The other thing is that we're doing something different. In this newsletter, I'm dropping a worship playlist because I don't want your time with God to simply end on Sunday morning. And I know many of you it isn't, but it's also nice, like when we're singing the same songs together and God's speaking to us, just like reading through devotionals together. So I've dropped a worship playlist for you that you can listen to and watch on YouTube for the next month. I pray that it encourages you, that it builds you up, that it strengthens you, and that you get some new songs maybe that even inspire you. So when you come to church, you're hearing stuff that's familiar, and it's a lot easier for you to enter and engage in worship as well. Also in this newsletter, I want to talk a little bit about our finances. I pledged about a year ago to be a lot more open and transparent with you about the good things and the bad things. The good things is that many of you have been consistently giving, and we are so grateful for your faithful partnership to give. But I will say this, we did have a budget for the year, and we were $26,000 short for our budget for the entire year. So there were some things that we hoped that we could accomplish. Like we wanted to buy new AV equipment. In particular, our microphones have just really been, I'm telling y'all, God, we don't need them things. God is providing because they were purchased about 20 years ago and they're still doing what they do. but we weren't able to upgrade those. We weren't able to upgrade our signage at the church like we hoped to. And so your giving really does matter. It gives us an opportunity to give. And this year, there's a desire to reach out to even more people. We have a community, Welch Park community, that we want to help serve by supporting them financially and physically and sharing the gospel with them, but we can't do that without your giving. And so I encourage you to take a look at that link. It gives you the breakdown of where things are financially in the church. And it gives you an opportunity to look at, is there something God maybe just pray about? If God may be calling you to give more or to support in a different way, just pray about it, but make sure you take a look at that link. And lastly, coming up this month is something that we have not done in a very, very long time, is we're hosting a marriage workshop. And my dear friends, Pastor Isaac and Star Neal, they've been married for 50 plus years. They're going to be coming to be a part of this workshop. And I'm going to be helping y'all. The theme is becoming one. And the whole point of that is to look at what are those areas where maybe we're divided on, but that God wants to bring us together as a married couple. Hey, I want to encourage you to check out the link and to sign up for that. There is a cost, but make sure you spread the word too. Tell somebody else. We tried to keep it as low cost as possible, but we do have to pay, some bills. We have to pay for the speakers and some light snacks and things like that. So we want to make sure that we have enough money to be able to do that without challenging our budget too much. So encourage you to be a part of our marriage conference. Hey, that's pretty much it for the month, but I want to say thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your continued support. And more than anything, keep praying for Rohi Christian Church. Look, I want to see the power of God fall so fresh in our church every Sunday. Not that it's just like an occasional move. I think this direction that we're moving in, we're seeing God show up. We're seeing God speak to people. We're seeing healings, deliverance. We are believing God for the supernatural. We're believing God for encounters, and we want